Hi guys, welcome back to the Fan Tactics podcast. It's been a minute. I hope you're all doing good. We've been fine and we missed you. And of course, we missed football. We went for a short hiatus with the international break. And of course, there has been a lot of water under the bridge since then. A lot of coaches have been on the brink of getting sacked. A lot of drama has gone down. A lot of players have confessed they want to move. A lot of injuries and in general, a lot of brouhaha. Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, please make sure that you are following us on all social media platforms. As usual, I'm never in the studio by myself. I have my ebullient, my ever mercurial co-host, the one and only octopus of worldwide, Sir Bubu El Kun.
Hello, fans. We went to rest, even if we're still doing international break. As Renz has said, a lot of things have happened. The dream from quadruple to treble is now hanging on a double. But let's see how it goes. The FA Cup semi-final draws have been done already, and we are foreseeing a City Chelsea final if it goes by the bookies
By the script.
by the script. Southampton knocked out Arsenal. Chelsea, who did Chelsea beat in the quarterfinal?
Plymouth.
7-0. Why City embarrassed Liverpool? It was painful to watch.
Yeah.
Very painful to watch. Then we had a classic FA Cup quarterfinal in London between West Ham and Leeds. So in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll have the semi-finals.
Yeah.
And the Champions League is back. The quarterfinals started on Tuesday and the remaining on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now, Renz, run to the Champions League matches for us.
I think just before we go into the Champions League, you gave us a lowdown of how the FA Cup went, and there were some little talking points that I feel like we should discuss with the fans. Now, first and foremost, you highlighted Liverpool's result against Manchester City. Now, these are two clubs that is looking very likely there might be changes in the dugout at the end of the season. With Pep is still rumored to be leaving, while Arne Slot's position is looking increasingly untenable, with that result and then the Champions League fallout. I just want to ask you a question. We all know the drama that has surrounded Liverpool. A lot of signings through the door, lost a key player after winning the title, the Mo Salah drama, and injuries here and there. I just want to get your opinion. Of course, let's share that with the fans. Do you think Liverpool should have made a managerial change? Do you think that if they had changed something earlier, their season might have gone better than it has gone?
Well, the first question I should ask you is, who would you have brought in at that particular point in time?
Well, there are a couple of guys out there.
Do you feel they didn't sound them out?
No, it's not about sounding out. Now, there are just some changes you feel, some decisions you need to take, and they might not get their first choice. Carrick is a stopgap option, and look at what he's doing at Manchester United. He was not promised the job. Come in, stabilize the ship, and let's see what happens at the end of the season. So I'm just saying, forget about who would have gotten the job.
As it stands, Slot might still be there next season if they can qualify for the Champions League. You know why I'm saying so?
Why?
Because this is actually his team, but a lot of things have happened. Last season it was a club team.
Okay.
He bought a lot of players. I guess the integration was a problem. This particular season, the injuries didn't help matters, but every club has injuries. You can't run away from it.
Now, a lot of people are saying that actually Slot ran to the title on the back of the groundwork that was laid down by Jurgen Klopp.
No,
so
I always told you that
now,
if Klopp was in charge last season, he would have won the league.
If he won the league with Klopp's team and his own team has started fumbling, do you think that's enough? And now let's just put the specter of Xabi Alonso's availability in the picture. Do you think he will still continue? He will still be in the dugout? Forget about even next season. Before the end of the season, they still have a couple of fixtures that might define their season.
They have a return leg in the Champions League and about 7 Premiership matches to play.
To go. So, well, that's a question also, Liverpool fans. I'd like to hear from you.
They've been given a lifeline. the fifth place team can qualify for the Champions.
qualify for the Champions League. So, well, they are. I think they are fifth. So, are they fifth? I think so. But they are in a good position to exploit that gap because another rival of theirs, who is supposed to compete for the Champions League in Chelsea, are currently also experiencing their own, brouhaha. Now, during the international break, three interviews were granted by three different Chelsea players. Malo Gusto saying he didn't understand why Maresca was sacked. But the manager is trying. We like playing for him, but we have not been able to get our tactics right. No time to do this and that. Marco Cucurella saying he wouldn't mind going back to Barcelona and he doesn't understand why Gaffer was sacked. And Enzo Fernandez telling the media that he would love to live in Madrid. And he doesn't know if he will be at Chelsea after the end of the season. So another thing now, with the whole Chelsea position, they were embarrassed by PSG in the Champions League. They are struggling right now. Do you see them changing? Tottenham moved decisively. We were talking about, Igor Tudor and Rosinho being the next likely managers to be sacked. They got Roberto Di Zerbi through the door on a very beautiful contract for the gentleman. So do you see Chelsea also making such a daring move?
Till the end of the season?
Well, before the end of the season, they need to qualify for the Champions League. And they don't look like they are going to do it as things are going. Okay.
They will finish to the end of the season. Then when the season is over, then they'll have to sit down and ask questions if they still want to continue with him. Remember, they made a record loss. Anything firing Rosinho, you're still going to pay him off.
The 7 years contract.
Yes, that's another thing. For Liverpool, they will come good. The only issue they're going to have now is who is the player that will replace Salah? That's the truth.
Are there any options?
Salah is more like a generational talent for them. Like when Kelly Dalglish played and
McManaman, the likes of...
Yeah, back then, that longevity that they gave them, it was not difficult to change them. Even Gerrard, after Gerrard left, it took them a while. They've changed a lot of players in midfield. A lot of players have come in and gone. Now Salah is going... And he broke that team too fast. Diaz and, he broke that. Liverpool is a pressing team.
Now they are a depressing team. Well, let's move on to the Champions League. Sabubu, like you said, we watched, a footballing masterclass when we start from the fixtures of Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. We went to the Bernabeu. The roof was closed and Bayern cooked. I want to ask you, who was your standout performer from that fixture, first and foremost? Manuel Neuer. Well, some other people will say that they saw an Ulis light up the Bernabeu and announce himself as one of the front runners for the Ballon d'Or.
Olise lit the Bernabeu. Awesome. Right?
Yeah.
If Neuer did not make 6 saves, we will not be having this Olise discussion today. That's a man that is 40 years old. One thing about goalkeepers is recovery rate. As they get older, they have difficulty in recovery. Recovery rate is...
It's not just goalkeepers.
Most especially goalkeepers. For a normal outfield player, they can change your position and you see less of the ball and you start using your head more. The goalkeeper would always face a shot. Once a goalkeeper goes down, and that recovery rate is when he goes down and is getting ready for another rebound. Okay. Neuer was awesome. Look at Ryan Giggs. As he got older, they brought him into a deep play role. Same with Andreas Pirlo. That's the way. But for a goalkeeper, they would always come at you. And I was impressed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, credit to Manuel Neuer. Indeed, he was a wall by himself. But you could also say that Madrid, Mbappe, the likes of Mbappe, Vinicius, they were not as effective as you would have liked them.
Well, I'll blame the coach. Why was Bellingham on the bench? Those guys, they need services now.
And it was very apparent that the team missed Bellingham because he came in with a lot of impetus.
See, Mbappe is the only player that can come to the midfield and drive for you. Vinicius Junior will never do it. If he loses the ball, he doesn't track back. Mbappe has a better work rate. a better intensity than Vinicius Junior, and it's obvious that Madrid is missing Rodrigo.
Very obvious
This was the
indeed,
period you'd
because
have
that,
seen the
yeah,
best of him.
because that's the right side of the attack is looking very blunt, so to say.
That's the word to use.
Very, very blunt. I mean, well, do you see them recovering
Where
from that?
say it again.
Do you see them recovering? It's possible. This is still Madrid. They
See,
are
let me tell you
I mean,
something.
you wouldn't have expected they will even get a
See,
goal.
there are teams and there are teams.
Hmm.
Trust me. European nights is a different ball game. Madrid is an elite team. Bayern is an elite team. Let me shock you, viewers. Bayern won their first Champions League in the 70s. Madrid had won like 5, 6 already by then. Ajax, the same thing. You can understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you should understand that they've built that team. I keep telling people that some coaches just need the best players to bring out their tactical ability. And we are seeing it in company here. You understand what I'm talking
He has
about?
the elite level of
Yes,
talent.
and he's showing.
Yeah.
He will be a dangerous prospect if he comes to City. But I don't know if he will have that space that the Bundesliga offers him in the Premiership. Right?
Yeah.
Then for Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon, it was a game of, I won't say two halves. It was a game of different moments. Sporting having their chance, Real saving, Arsenal having their chance, hitting the bar, Sporting hitting the bar. Then that late substitution that Martinelli had to use his brain for the first time.
What do you mean by that? He's always using his brain. Don't
and Kai Havertz decided to do something different entirely. You understand?
a goal reminiscent of what he did in the Champions League.
Yes, so so the return leg is not a formality.
Yeah,
Sporting will come out and play. Arsenal will have to end going to the semi-finals.
I mean, both visiting teams have placed themselves in pole position to qualify for the semi-finals, thanks to the performances of their goalkeepers, and that was it for Tuesday. Wednesday, that's just another ball game entirely. We saw dominance.
Look, for Wednesday, if you have followed football for a very long time, you realize that no matter how good you are when you play, one error can destroy your whole master plan. And that's what happened to Barcelona. They had missed like 3 chances before that red card. And the red card happened at a point where Alvarez said they've been training for free kicks in the past 1 week. And all the free kicks they've been taking from that position in the training pitch did not get to the goalpost. Then he took just one. And when that ball entered, I knew Barca were in trouble. Because first of all, I knew when it comes to defensive formation, you cannot take it away from him.
Well, to be honest, both Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have been kind of weak defensively this season. We would both agree that, based on the kind of performances they have put up, their defense has let them down most of the time. But in attack, they have looked very electric. So, do you think there's still more to come in that fixture? Or is Barcelona dead and buried?
First of all, Atletico Madrid have a certain beef with Barca because they've said Barca are one of the people that bribe referees. They've said it openly, they didn't hide it. Now they come to the Nou Camp, they beat you 2-0, right? Yeah. The referees are not Spanish referees. They're continental referees. Then he knows he's coming home to play that return leg. He's willing to play Kung Fu football and park the bus and collect 7 red cards in that match.
Barcelona fans, if there's any transfer window, you can employ any red belt, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, get them in because Kung Fu football is coming. And we saw PSG do PSG against another English side. It was a blistering, performance, and they actually could have gotten more goals, but for their profligacy.
That match is where I understand your concern for Slot. No shot on goal.
Now, it's not even the no shot on goal. They were looking very likely to run away with that match. I mean, another embarrassing scoreline, the likes of what they gave to Chelsea. And I'm now saying, if they go back to Anfield and their run-up numbers on Slot, the pressure might just
You
be too
remember
much.
this season, PSG has played better away from home in the Champions League,
Actually,
statistically,
yes. And of course, this is the time of the season they
where
come
they
into
pick.
their element. So, well, Liverpool and its Slot, we are praying for you. We wish you the best. And of course, thanks to Arsenal's victory, 5 Champions League slots for English side. So, well, if you can't make it to the semi-finals, just hope you make it to next season's Champions League. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we'll be diving into the fixtures for the weekend and beyond.
The last international break for the season has come and gone. Now teams will start battling for places in the Premiership. Some teams have locked onto a particular position and nothing will take them away from it.
I assume you mean relegation.
No, qualification for Europe
Okay,
in the
well,
Premiership.
that one is yes.
Now,
But the title,
Now
I don't agree anybody has locked anything.
we have a relegation 3-pointer on Friday night. West Ham versus Wolves. The good thing is that European time has reverted back to the African time. So late night matches starts 8 now, no more 9 o'clock. Now, West Ham Wolves, what are you looking at? Nuno has done a very good job.
Very good.
He came in a very chaotic position. But right now, they are riding up the group, what I call the league table gradually. What do you see in that match? Would Wolves pull or?
I think both teams are looking really good, but West Ham have more to gain than Wolves. Wolves are just playing for pride right now. They just want to,
But officially,
inflict.
Officially, they've not been relegated. Officially,
they haven't. But with a 9-point gap between them and West Ham, I think West Ham and Tottenham. Tottenham is 1 point above West Ham. Okay. So it's looking very unlikely that they'll be able to cement or bridge that gap.
West Ham are 29 points. Wolves are 17.
Oh, sorry, 17.
So for Wolves to...
No, it's impossible.
For
Wolves have been relegated, actually.
For Wolves to stay...
Statistically, they have been relegated.
For Wolves to stay afloat, they have to win all their remaining matches, and the teams around them
will have to lose
all their matches.
Yeah, so they have actually been relegated. They are the ones confirmed to go down.
That means if West Ham beat them, they officially were relegated.
So they are just playing for pride right now. West Ham, there's a shot. There's a shot.
Then
win a match and you're out of the relegation zone. So, well, I think they'll pick up that point.
Real Madrid is playing twice this week. They are playing against Girona on Friday night.
Girona is another tough fixture, and I bet you Madrid will have their eyes on the Champions League. They did same, and they lost to Mallorca
before the international break.
Before their fixture against Bayern on returning from the international break. Yes. So I'll just hazard it and say maybe a win or draw, looking more likely like a draw
for Madrid,
for Real Madrid, because I think they'll be focusing their energy on making progress in the Champions League.
Then on Saturday, the lunchtime kickoff, Arsenal will take on AFC Bournemouth. Do you think Arsenal can win that match?
Arsenal can win that match, and I expect them to actually win it. Now, some key players are returning to the training pitch. Eze is back, giving Arteta more options so he can be able to rotate. And of course, with a 1-goal cushion in the bag, there'll be more positive that they can get a result at the Emirates. So I'll expect Arsenal to field a strong 11. So they should get their 3 points.
Then there's a battle for Europe. Funny enough, Brentford versus Everton. Brentford are at home, and they are free scoring when at home.
Well, I expect a win or draw for Brentford.
Liverpool Fulham at Anfield.
It's a 3 points. It's a 3-pointer for Liverpool. They have not had many reasons to be positive this season. And I know in their heart of hearts, they know they're out of the Champions League. I'm sorry to say, Liverpool fans, Liverpool are actually out of the Champions League. So I think Arne Slot will be looking at... Are you
now saying that Anfield night magic will not happen? Or they don't have the squad to do it?
Now my mouth, you won't hear say, no be whether they get the squad or not. The squad of the people where they come will disqualify their squad.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, Liverpool. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. So you say the
I think it's Liverpool. Yeah, it's straight win for
There'll
them.
be the Barcelona derby. Barcelona versus Espanyol.
Espanyol. That's another trouble
Do you
point.
think Barcelona would go all out for that match, or they just take it easy?
Well, for one, Pau Kubasi will be available for them, sure. And a few other fringe players will be looking to make their mark. And one thing you can give to Barcelona is, most times when you expect them to struggle, they will surprise you. When you expect them to surprise you, they will surprise you. So I see that a win or draw for them.
Atletico Madrid are going away to Sevilla. Do you think they'll just bypass that match, not put so much effort into
Atletico
it?
has a very deep squad. If you look at the signings that Simeone made, both in the off-season and the January transfer window, one thing he wanted to give himself is squad depth. Look at that squad. Look at the players that he brought from the bench against Barcelona, the likes of Baena, Soloth, a goal machine, and all that. So he has options. I don't think the only place where you would say he would struggle is in the goalkeeping position. And of course, the
Where is
goalkeepers.
Oblak?
Oblak is injured. And so you know that goalkeepers do not exert themselves as much as outfield players. So he'll be fine. I also see them getting a straight win in that fixture.
Then in Italy, can Milan pursue Inter? They're playing home to Udinese and it's Atlanta Juventus.
I think, pursue, they will try. Succeed, we are not sure.
Because Napoli has gone second already.
They have been too inconsistent.
Yeah, they've been wasting a lot. Napoli is on 65, they are second now. And Inter has 72 points, so it's 7 points gap.
So, like I said, Milan have been too inconsistent. Napoli, maybe, because Conte would be looking at an opportunity.
Yes.
So, but for AC Milan, no.
I just feel Napoli they've picked at the right time. But we don't know whether it's too late or if they can go on a run.
Yeah.
Because Inter...
much will depend on the form of Inter Milan. Will they capitulate like they did last season? If they don't, it's going to be hard. They are looking good, actually. They are looking really good. So, you said one time that they have already wrapped up. It is theirs to lose.
Then Sunday fixtures, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Newcastle needs a win to climb up the table. Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. Villa should start picking up points if they want to finish the Champions League. Do you think they can get a result at Forest?
Well, Forest are kind of difficult at home, but I expect Aston Villa to get 3 points or at least 1 point, but a win or draw.
I'm looking at goals in that
both teams to score. Yes,
same with the Crystal Palace Newcastle.
Yes, so those are going to be open games, so you expect goals.
Now, Roberto's first match is at the Stadium of Light of all stadiums. Do you think he can illuminate Spurs in that match?
If you don't get it, forget it. Stadium of Light, illumination. It will take Illuminati kind of grace for that man to do anything in that stadium. Remember, this is a stadium where the best teams have struggled. And now you're talking of a Spurs that are out of shape, that are bereft of confidence, and just changed the manager.
Shock you? Yeah. This is the first time that a promoted team has lost only 3 games at home.
It's crazy.
Only 3 teams have beat them in that stadium. 3 or 2, if I'm correct.
Yeah, 2. I think it's 2.
Liverpool and Brighton.
It's 2 teams. So, Spurs have the chance to survive with the Zerbi at the helm.
No.
But I think that match will be too early for them. The best they can get is
I'm looking at more than a goal in that match.
I think both sides can.
Both teams will likely score.
I'm not sure both teams.
Let's say over 1.5.
Yeah, over 1.5
you know why? Because
is fair.
Sunderland are a team that bully.
They know how to. They are very physical.
You see that their striker, what's his name? They call it. His name starts with a B or something. I don't know the guy's name.
What's this French?
The guy man is something else.
So yes, it's going to be very physical. But like I said, it's too early to. But let's see. The Zerbi might surprise us.
Then the last match in England on Sunday for the whole world to watch will be Chelsea versus Man City at Stamford Bridge.
Do you think Rosinho can pull off a statement result?
Man City are good enough to go there and beat them, right? But Chelsea should start picking up points if they really need to be in the Champions League. They need to be in the Champions League for the next 3 years.
With the level of
their losses,
profits and sustainability.
Because as it's going, except they will start selling players from academy to make money, the tendency of them getting a point deduction is becoming a reality the next season or in 2 seasons from now.
Now, yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. Chelsea need the Champions League revenue much more than their rivals because they have a smaller stadium, which means match day revenue is much less than their rivals. So you need as many matches as possible, as many competitions as possible, and the Champions League is where the money is. But I don't think because they need the money, they will just manufacture the performance they don't have in them. And that's the
They're
truth.
going to play 3 top teams before the
So,
season ends.
yeah.
They're going
So,
to play Man City. They're going to play
Manchester
Liverpool.
United.
And going
Yeah.
to play Manchester United in that stadium.
So,
If it was 2 seasons ago, even with the Maresca there, I would say, I can tell you they will
even
win,
if it were this season with Maresca,
they will win too
you
much
know,
and draw one.
yeah. So I kind of feel Chelsea are in a very precarious position. They have much more to lose than their rivals. And honestly, I have said it a couple of times, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, Chelsea fans, but I just don't see Chelsea making the Champions League next season. But however, if Rosinho can pull that out of the bag, then you would be surprised pleasantly by what Chelsea might pull off starting next season if they can keep the squad
Well-
together. Chelsea's primary problem is consistency. You just need to, if you can create that environment where you have one manager across 2 seasons, Chelsea have the squad. But, well, their sporting director and owners, how they scratch them. A bit like Abacha of club owners. So, well, good luck to Chelsea.
Well, for me, I'm looking at a City win or draw.
Man, I honestly have to tell you, it's a straight win for City for me. But I'm a Chelsea fan, so I better shut up.
So there are two key matches in Italy on Sunday. Napoli will travel to Parma, and Como will host Inter Milan.
Lakeside.
Yeah, so
Well,
one of these days we have to go and watch a match there.
I'll speak to Fabregas. I'll speak to Fabregas, and I'll also speak to the owners. We have some dealings together. So we'll go there. It's a beautiful, scenic city and
It's
a
like
beautiful
Monaco.
stadium. Yeah. So I see Como troubling Inter Milan. They are also in form, the form of their lives. So they are likely to get a win or draw for me,
For you,
especially
for
at
Como?
home. Yes.
Well, I'm looking at both teams to score
Okay.
and over 1.5 in that match.
Well, that's a punters, a safe punters.
Then for Napoli
stake.
and Parma, Napoli are away from home. So I look at Napoli scoring in that match.
It's a straight win for Napoli for me.
Parma are very stubborn playing. at
If
home.
they lie, make them stubborn. Conte is the master of 1-0. So expect another 1-0 masterclass. And that's that.
So now this weekend, what are you expecting in England?
Well, one thing we could see is the title. We could see the title momentum, swing this weekend. If Arsenal pick up maximum points and Man City drop maximum points, then you could all but say that the title race is over. I know City have a game in hand, but with that gap,
To clean a nine point cushion becomes a
it will
problem.
be too much of an ask. But also, if Arsenal somehow were to drop points and Man City pick maximum points, you could just say, "Oh my goodness, what's happening?" Because we all know that Arsenal has kind of dropped off the past few weeks. You said it while you were opening the show that from a quadruple in the space of a fortnight, they went to a treble and then a double, and who knows what might happen. So a lot to tell us, or this will tell us a lot about the mentality of Arsenal and also about the title picture going in to next weekend.
There's a certain team that decided to go to Dublin to go and rest.
Oh well, they are not playing much, so
And they'll be playing on
they can go. They can go on
They'll be
vacation.
playing on Monday night
Yeah,
against Leeds.
they can go on vacation. They are not. They don't have much work. You understand? Man U fans say that any competition they cannot win, they don't used to play. So no problem. When the Man U fans, you cannot win, so you abstain. Good one.
But Leeds are in a very good mood.
Well,
They qualify for the semi-finals semi-finals of the FA Cup.
so let me tell you one thing. Man U will spoil that mood where they did. That good mood they are in. United will spoil it. For all the jests we are making of them, make no mistake, Man United are on the ascendancy. They are making serious progress the way they are going. Keep the squad together and get a sound manager, or keep Michael Carrick through the door, and you see Man U back where they belong next season. So for all the banter, all of us will go there. We
But
will beware.
is that before we close the show, which you are very aware about, there's a difference when you are interim
Yeah.
and you become the manager and you go through your first transfer window. Now, all onus is on you now
Yeah.
to make decisions. Remember, he didn't do anything tactically juniors. He just went back to basis and made them understand that this had to play. They became difficult to beat, first of all.
Mm.
You understand? Man U, if you look at Man U, the way Man U is playing a 4-4-2, 4-3-3 formation.
I think
That's
when you say he didn't do anything tactically, I think you are understating the effect or the transformation that Carrick has effected on that team.
Okay.
The positioning and the passing lanes, the passing combinations that United make, whether be it their passing triangles or in transition. Baba forget that guy is
Okay.
cooking.
No, there's no problem.
But one thing,
I want them to retain him.
I know you want them to retain him, and I think a lot of people are thinking that Michael Carrick will flop when they actually give him the job. But Carrick has a very solid backroom staff, and he doesn't take all the credit. He will tell you that he has very solid backroom staff, and they are cooking something. So for all of us, we might laugh, but very soon the joke will be on us. It won't be funny. But well, all is well. Now so shall be come do. Now waiting Sabu they try talk, they give him the job. He still did well. He took them to the Champions League for 2 seasons and finished runner-up and third. So I think Man U are on the right track if they go back to their DNA. They need United DNA. But for now, their DNA they doubling. May they enjoy.
So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and that TikTok. Now follow the phone and be the event.
You guys, come on, stick with us. Follow us on all social media platforms. We continue to give you the best of content. The season is reaching the boiling point, and we will be here to do it.
Please don't boil it, or else your account balance will boil up.
All right, take care. Cheers.
Bye.